And Cherno Journo is back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very sorry about the long hiatus. For those of you who know, it was because I was finishing off the DayZ novel. It is now done, coming in at 408 pages, or 115,000 words. So I'm setting up the Chernara's Free Press website, and you'll have all the details there. But let's talk about this interview. This interview is with Klesh. And I'll just show you how long ago it was. 15th of October, Klesh. I am so sorry. He talks a little bit about how much he's a nice guy. Let me tell you, he is a very nice guy because he put up with recording an interview well before October. I was actually not going to take the interview, but the thing I loved about this one and why I'm sharing it with you is I spoke to Klesh 2 hours after he'd committed his first murder. So it was pretty rare for me to get something like that. So I couldn't pass it up, even though I knew I was very busy and I knew probably wouldn't be able to cut it for a while. I still couldn't pass up the chance to interview someone 2 hours after their first murder. And this one is a great story. I'm going to let Klesh tell it, but it's a really good one because it's first murder, first betrayal, and first car all in one. That in itself is rare. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Klesh and his first murder, betrayal, and car.
Perfect.
Okay, well, Klesh, thank you very much for interviewing with the Cherno Journo. We're over here at the lovely Topolka Dam, enjoying this very rainy night. You've given me a nice pickup in your wonderful little Hilux there, and I hear there's a story involved in how you acquired it. Would you like to tell me that one?
Well, I acquired it. I mean, I just found it, right? And it didn't have any tires on it. Everything was jacked up. So I'd spent pretty much the majority of yesterday trying to get the thing together. So it's very near and dear to me. I ran to so many towns. I found so many things that I had zero interest in, so many tin cans and all that jazz. But I finally got it in working order. And that was kind of what I was doing. I was driving from the west side of the map, and I had already checked all the good industrial spawns along the south coast, southwest area of the map, and I was playing on a relatively low pop server, so I wasn't really too worried. So I'm just driving along the main roads, trying to get to some of the larger industrial towns on the east. And it was at the town Mogilovka that I ran into this dude. He had a zombie chasing him. I saw him. He was a survivor skin and such, so I gave him a little honk. And he yells out, "Friendly, friendly!" And I think I had the wrong channel or something on my radio or whatever. So I switched it over and I said, "Hey man, hop in." And he thanked me very much. Seemed like a friendly guy, British guy. And we drove a little bit away from the zombies, just to a safe area. And I said, "Hey, you know, I got a whole bunch of stuff in the back. I had collected backpacks, I had collected food and weapons and all manner of things that I really didn't need. I'm fairly well kitted up." So I said, "Hey, you know, help yourself to any of this stuff." He had just spawned. I had seen that he had died fairly recently anyway. So he hopped out and we start talking back and forth. He says he's fairly new to the game. He didn't know that you could even store stuff in the truck. So we were talking a little bit back and forth. I've only been playing for a couple weeks myself. So he says his brother's going to come on in about a half hour and meet him at Starry Sabor, running along the roads and using a web map or something. So I said, "I'll give you a lift." I let him grab all kinds of stuff out of the back. I said, "Take whatever you needed." I had guns and backpack and all kinds of stuff. He was very appreciative. He hadn't seen a hero skin, I don't think, and we were kind of having a friendly good time. We were telling some jokes, we were laughing a little bit, talking about how we were both fairly new to the game. I've only been playing a couple weeks, and same for him, and so it seemed like a pretty good encounter. We were also talking about how it's kind of a dick move to shoot people and, you know, claim friendly and then not be, this and that kind of thing. So we seem to be on the same page in terms of our play style. Anyway, we're pulling up towards Starry, and, you know, it's kind of an active town with lots of cats in there, and, you know, they might shoot at you on sight with the military tents and all of this and that. So I said, let's kind of pull around to the north by that hill and see what we can see. You know, I was all kitted up, like I said, so if I could help this guy maybe clear some of those military tents first and get him some good gear, he could meet up with his brother, and away they go. And I would just turn around and keep going looking for my engine parts. So we pulled up, got around to this hill, got to like the reverse slope of it. I stopped. I got out and I said, "Okay, hey, let's have a look around and see what we can see." And he said, "Where am I?" And I think what he had a question before about, hey, you take me out into the middle of nowhere and kill me, are you? And we were joking, hey, you'd seen some YouTube video about that. And I said, no. But, we were at Starry, but you couldn't tell because we were kind of still in the woods by that hill. So I don't know if he was thinking I was going to do that to him or what. Maybe we had a great conversation the whole ride. So I hopped out and I said, hey, let's have a look around. And he said, like I said, he's like, well, where are we? And then he hopped into the driver's seat. Dude fucking took off in my truck. Now, I had been repairing this truck for hours and hours. It was the first vehicle I've ever had in the game. And, homeboy's not going to take a truck on me like that. So I didn't really want to. I put up my M14 and buck. I shot 3 times, hit him in the head. And he didn't get maybe 50 yards from me. And then the truck rolls to a stop and his dead body falls out such that he's physically under the truck. And I walk up to him and I think you can still hear direct communication when your character's dead. So I'm like, dude, what'd you do that for? I was being nothing but nice to you and you had to go and pull shit like that. I had no choice but to kill you. And he didn't say anything back. I don't think he can. I'm not really sure how that works yet. But so I reversed the truck off of his body, and I was still talking to him for a couple of seconds. Maybe a minute total. I said, "Dude, that was a dumb move, man. I gave you this nice ride. I gave you all this gear out of the back, whatever you wanted." And sure enough, I looked on him, and he was very generous with what he took from the back of my truck. Homeboy took a lot of stuff. M107, nice backpack, and a whole bunch of gear, grenade, a couple other things. Kind of more than I was offering, but whatever. I'm kitted up. I don't care. But it was something I didn't want to do. I didn't want to kill the guy. I picked him up. I was trying to be nice. And so that, I don't know, it made me think about the game because, you read all the time, you hear all the time, like, don't trust anybody, this and that. And, this kid wasn't like some 12-year-old Call of Duty or any of this kind of thing that you read about. He seemed like a nice guy. We had a great conversation and we were seemingly like-minded players, So it was kind of odd to me that he would want to steal my truck. Now I don't know if he stole my truck because he thought I was dropping him off at the middle of nowhere to do some Hunger Games bullshit on him or whatever. But I totally wasn't. I was communicating that with him the whole time. I mean, we had no problems talking back and forth. So I'm really at a loss as to why he pulled that move. Maybe he was, I'll get away and I'll meet up with my brother and I can just drive faster. Maybe this guy's not a good shot or something like that. M14's a valuable weapon, man. You can't be running from that at 50 meters. No can do.
So obviously you've had some time since the process what's happened. And you said you're not sure exactly why he did it. But how do you feel about that? Do you have any sort of guilt about the fact that you've just killed this guy off? Or is the fact that he tried to steal your truck enough justification to say, well, he got what he deserved?
I'm playing this game like it would be me. Like this character here, this guy is me. And it's raining out and I'm cold and I got a truck and, I'm doing what I would actually do, right? And I don't kill people in real life. I don't even punch people in real life. You know what I mean? I'm kind of a nice guy. So I don't I have thought about it and I'm like, I wouldn't have shot him if I hadn't just literally spent all day yesterday fixing this truck up. If he pulled some gun out of my backpack and ran off with it or some other thing that I didn't really care about. But in a zombie apocalypse, that truck right there is really quite valuable. I can get all across the map. I can store a ton of stuff in it. And it's kind of become my baby. So you know, it wasn't just that he stole the truck, but that it was that he had, I guess, you know, kind of it played me for the fool, being nice to me the whole time. I don't know if his intention was the whole time to try to take the truck and just was waiting for that opportunity, or what. I don't know. I tried to look him up in the forums, but he doesn't have an account. So I haven't been able to talk to him since. It's only been a few hours since I washed the blood off my hands, right? But you know, it's strange because, you know, would I want to kill somebody in real life? Well, if it's a zombie apocalypse and my ass is on the line, and you're taking something from me that I've A, worked really hard to get, and B, is really going to help me survive the zombie apocalypse, like that truck, you know. And it's not like I parked it in some town and was off 4 buildings away looting it and somebody thought they maybe just came upon it. You know, it was the fact that he really did the backstab to me after me being so nice and giving him all kinds of action. You know, it probably would have been a better move to just step out of the truck and shoot me, but I don't know what he was thinking. I hope I didn't shoot him by mistake. You know, maybe he was new and couldn't figure it out, but I mean, if you just take your hands off the keyboard, the truck will stop and you can get out and say, oh, geez, I'm sorry, I didn't know, or whatever. So I feel bad on the one hand for doing that, but on the other hand, like, you know, I'm not going to get eaten by zombies because homeboy wanted to take my truck, you know. So I feel like it was a justified murder, but it was kind of a murder because it's not like my life was really threatened, you know, but it kind of was. It was indirectly threatened because he was taking a big part of what's helping me stay alive, I guess.
And so that was Klesh. And I don't know about you, but personally, Klesh, I think that he was going to steal your shit. So I wouldn't say you did the right thing, but if you're prepared to kill to protect your stuff, then you did what you needed to do in that sort of regards. And what I love about it, and you'll notice towards the end, I stopped putting in any more reenactments or scenes because I just love you're actually watching this video and watching a player as he tries to process his first murder. He's literally bouncing around his head, and I don't know, and it was kind of justified, it wasn't. So it was a great story, Klesh. Thanks for sharing it with us, and this is the Cherno Journo out.